At this time of my life,
All of y'all was wild though. Y'all generation was wild, boy.
Yeah. It was wild.
Like, I've heard the story.
Only believe half of it.
Okay.
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Mic'd Up on a Tuesday. I know, it's been a minute, but we back. I had to work, don't be mad. But I got a special guest for you today. Somebody that I respect and admire so much, Marty KUDELKA.
Thank you. Thanks for having me,
brother. What's going on, Marty?
What up, man? Long time no see.
This is exciting. I'm so geeked right now.
Playing phone tag for a while.
Hella.
Yeah.
So I always ask my guests, how do we meet? Do you remember how we met?
God, out of the gate, you already got me.
It's a random story too. Hella random.
I want to know it because I don't, but I might recall it once you start saying it. No, I remember the last time we hung out was with Kenny at Playground during the pandemic, UFC fight. I was just talking about that too, like 2 days ago randomly. There's a big UFC on tonight, by the way. But no, was it at Monsters?
It was at Monsters, and I was like, I was like a kid, and I was just like, yo, one day, like, I need to dance with you. I was just like, Marty, you are
how old?
Oh my God, I was what, 16, 17?
Right in the advanced room.
In the advanced room.
Okay,
yeah. So yeah, and then now all these years later.
Wow, a Monsters thing.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And what city was it? Do you remember that?
Orlando. Monsters Orlando.
I love it. I see now. I know that hotel in the airport.
It's in the airport.
Oh, you know,
Yep. How? So you moved to LA when? Like, when was your
June 6, 99?
You know the date and everything.
Yeah, I just celebrated my 26th year anniversary. Yeah,
shout out to
I'm originally from Texas. I lived there 24 years. I've been here 26, almost 27. Yeah, so I've lived here longer. I consider this. I'm from Dallas.
Okay.
But this is my hometown now.
Yeah.
You know,
after 20 years, that's real.
Yeah. I still, miss certain parts of Dallas, but this is my home, and I've been booked and blessed, so they say, for the past 26 years.
Hell yeah.
And there's peaks and valleys, but we're still here doing it.
We're still here,
and I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you dance in Dallas at all?
I did. I knew I wanted to be a choreographer at a younger age. Like, rather paint the picture than be in it if I had a choice. I like to be in charge. But it's not just that, but I also don't look at myself, even now or in my prime, as an elite dancer. I look at myself as a capable dancer, but I feel, and to do my stuff, I might look good, but I can't go and do your stuff and make it look good. Kenny's, XYZ.
Interesting. Wow.
So I knew I wanted to choreograph at a younger age. So I started teaching. I taught before I took a class.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I did everything backwards. Like, I got a job on the job. I learned how to do a double pirouette type thing. So like, I kind of learned as I went. And then once I started choreographing in Dallas, then I would start, I need to dance as well just to get paid, you know, doing any job. I would do any job back in the day. And so I would have to dance. And then I started learning these things. Like, I need to train more if I want to get better and move here. But I always knew when I moved here, dance wasn't going to be my thing. I wanted to choreograph, even though I knew I had to play the game and dance first. Which kind of made me nervous, but I knew that was my goal. But
so from a young age, you already knew. Yeah,
like I started. I'm almost 51, so in the early 90s was like the New Jack Swing era. Bobby Brown was like a huge influence, and like Hammer, MJ, and Janet, of course. But like, it was this all the party
Jamming
dances that you could just do for 2 hours and like yell out the Reebok, and then you go to the next one. And so I would just like put these dances together for my friend, not knowing I'm being a choreographer. There was no 5, 6, 7, 8. I was just like, follow me. And I knew when the song changed, that's when we changed a move. It made sense to me. Whatever, I don't know. It was kind of easy, but the steps were definitely easier. So I knew from that age, like, I kind of want to do that. And like at 16, I walked into a studio and said, like, can I teach class here? And there was no hip hop. This is before hip hop was like, my generation was like the first hip hop, what you call hip hop, in mom and pop studios.
Wow.
Yeah, like in the 90s. Like that's when it was just ballet, tap, jazz, like, modern.
And hip hop was for the club. There was no classes.
There was just for the clubs, yeah. You know, and I was too young to go to the club.
Right.
So I just walked into a studio. They kind of laughed at me, you know, a little. But then she said, "What can you do?" I showed her, and she was like, "Okay." She let me take it. Like, she let me teach, but she made me promise I had to come back and take a class, and I did.
Cool.
I hated it. But I was like, she's speaking in French, and I'm like, what are you?
It was a ballet class?
It was a jazz class, but she was like, we're going to go across the floor. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to beat all these girls across the floor.
Literally.
I'm thinking it's going to be a running, like she's saying across the floor. And I'm like, I'm really
it was
fast.
a race?
Yeah. True story. And she was, and then she's like, okay, PK. And I'm like,
girl, what?
PK? What are you talking about? So, yeah, that was my intro to dance.
That's so cool.
But yeah, Dallas was, I lived there till I was 24.
Wow.
So I moved out here late.
What made you do it? What was like the final, I gotta go?
Well, I auditioned, sorry if anybody's ever heard this story before, but I auditioned for Janet in 97 when I still lived in Dallas. I flew out here, Teresa Espinosa, she's also from Dallas. She was getting in close with Tina Landon, who was her choreographer, you know, and somebody I looked up to heavily, still do. She's the best Janet choreographer ever, by the way, that ever worked, including myself. The best. And she, you know, told me there's an audition coming up, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have money. I borrowed it from my sister, flew out here, and it was like a 3-day long audition. I made it to the last, you know, cut, got to dance for Janet, the whole thing that, you know, everybody knows about now. You know, there's like 15 guys, 15 girls.
We've all gone through it.
Go home, go back to Dallas.
And wait.
And just wait. And I'm teaching at my studio. And I was like surrounded by like heavy mentors, like, I mean, heavy hitters. Like I was the worst in my studio. I was the worst. Roger Lee, Kim McSwain, Brooke Wendell, all these people. And I was like, you know, why am I doing this? You know, whatever. Cause I didn't want to dance, but I knew that was a way in.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's why I'm doing it. But I come back and then Teresa's hit me up because she auditioned as well. But I also knew like Tina had come and taken Teresa's class. So she was in kinda.
Basically, yeah.
So she was giving me the tea, so to speak. And she's like telling me, yo, I think you're going to get this. Like, I think you're going to book this. And then she tells me another phone call, I booked it, but I'm the swing, but I still booked it, but I think you're going to book it. Turns out, just to get like wrap this up, I don't get it.
Oh, shit.
She calls me one day, but Tina is with her, gets on the phone, nice enough to get on the phone. She don't know me, but other than 3 days of an audition. And like we went to lunch afterwards, after the audition, which was really cool at the time. I'm like,
that's everything.
I'm sitting with Tina Landon at Roscoe's.
That's everything.
And I'm like, well, this is insane. And like some of the other Janet dancers.
Yeah, what?
But then she gets on the phone and said, sorry, there's just, you know, another person, kind of came down to you and somebody else, and they're way more experienced and, you know, but I'm telling you, you should move today to LA because you're going to work. You're talented. What Teresa told me about your choreography, you should move here and I'll hire you for something if you're here. Well, I hung up the phone, started bawling.
Of course.
Yeah. 2 weeks go by. I hated Janet. I hated Tina. I was being a hater.
Yeah.
I didn't watch their first performance.
No, yeah.
It was on Oprah. I remember everybody at the studio watched it. I was in the office crying. But then I was like, you know what? I didn't want to dance anyways. Like that's not what I want to do. And I knew at that time. Right. I said, so I'm going to turn that energy, like put, you know, into something else. Yeah. So I like watched their performance and I was like, now I'm watching it from a choreography standpoint. I don't care about the job. And I was like, okay, I know I can do that choreography. Right. I could make shit up like that. And then I started looked at some of Fatima's shit at the time. And because I was a fan of Fatima. Yeah. Looked at Fatima's stuff, Tone and Rich. I didn't know them, but I just knew all of them. Yeah. And I was like, I can do this. Wow. But then I was like, but my stuff looks just like theirs because those are my influences. Right. So I spent 2 years. I didn't come out here. I used to come like once a year, like for a couple of weeks and train here. Yeah. For 2 years, I didn't come. All I did is create what now is my style. Right. Like, which, you know, I at one point kind of feels weird to say, but changed the way changed the game in a way that people listen to the way people listen to music.
No. We're going to talk about that. There's the Marty KUDELKA. No, there's okay. Clothes. There was no. We're going to talk about that. Trust me. We're going to talk about that for sure.
But that hate and it it wasn't even hate. It was like disappointment.
Yeah.
Turned into my fuel to like make up a style.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought like, what do people compliment me on? My ear, like what I danced to. Because at the time, everything was 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. There was no syncopated anything. And so, but I was doing it. Like I was doing it in like mid 90s.
Oh my God.
But just in a studio in Dallas, like, you know, so I was like, well, why don't you just really study music and listen? And I played the drums as a kid. So I was like, just use that to your advantage. And I'm still here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what changed. And then finally, after 2 years, I just said, you know, I'm 24. If I'm not going to do it now, I'm not going to do it. But I gave myself like 2 months. I had $1,200, and I said, if I don't make it in 2 months, I'm going to leave. And my story is different from your stories. I'm sure everybody's story, anybody listening to this, your story is not going to be like our story. It's going to be way different.
Way different.
And don't do what I did, because it could have worked out really bad, because I just said I have 2 months, and if I don't get a job enough to like live here, then I'm going to go back. I kept my apartment,
and thank God you didn't quit. You know what I mean? Like, thank God.
Yeah, but it wasn't, it's already played out even before, you know? So I just came out and like, but it was a different time. It was like the wild. I wish that we had like footage of all these auditions and stuff.
Ooh, that would be
because you would have been. It was like 3 auditions a day, 5 days a week
for big jobs.
Wow, like you didn't stop dancing all day long and seeing the same people. So luckily, I got hired quickly and you know, as a dancer, and then. It's been 26 years
since then.
Yeah.
So you kind of always knew you were gonna be Marty KUDELKA. Like you, in your head, you wanted to be Marty KUDELKA. Like you knew that there was a bigger platform for yourself.
I didn't know that until I had that disappointment.
Got you.
And that made me realize like I'm just being a follower.
Hell yeah.
And you know, and now I preach it to all my mentees. You know, like. Even some people who like ended up being my assistants and blew up in the game. Some of them, I would tell like, look, you do my shit better than I do my shit. But if you want to choreograph, don't do my shit.
Right.
Do a little bit. Be inspired by me, but you have to have something different. Otherwise, they're gonna hire me or some. You know what I mean? Like
you need your own voice.
You need your own voice somehow. You can be inspired. You know. So that's what. Luckily, I used my brain back then and was like, I'm just gonna make a style, you know, and do something original. It could have gone bad.
That's so
I mean, I still have mad haters that don't like it, but we all do.
We all do.
But I don't care. I have way more people who like it.
Yeah.
You know, and so it could have been bad, but it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
I would say.
I love that. So let's talk about the JT of it all. Like, I'm sure you probably told the story a million times. So where did y'all meet?
Actually, I started working with NSYNC on their last album. I got called to do the Girlfriend video. And actually, it wasn't a video. It was the song Girlfriend for a live performance. And I actually hung up on the tour manager twice because I wasn't a big boy band fan.
Wow.
I was like a Jay-Z, like a hip-hop fan. Like rock music growing up because I played drums. So like hip-hop and rock type of kid. And I was like hating on the boy bands, and it was like too bubblegum for me at the time. I was too cool for it. You know what I mean? Because I was a little bit older than them. You know, I was already going to clubs and shit. I'm like, these dudes can't get in the club. Like, what are they talking about the club for? Like, so I was a little bit of a hater. So their tour manager called me, and I was in a hotel on with Janet. Oh shit! Actually, not literally, but with a Janet project. And I hung up on him twice because I thought it was my homie messing with me. Because he said, this is NSYNC's tour manager, and I want to talk to you about a job. And I was like, Eddie, and hung up on him. And then our tour manager calls me back. Why you keep hanging up on Dave Brown? Shout out to Dave Brown. He's a good friend of mine still, thank God. And he's like, why the fuck are you hanging up on me, man? I'm trying to offer you a job. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought it was my friend. Luckily, he knew my friend. And I love it. I was like, I thought it was Eddie. And he's like, oh, I know that fucker. Yeah, he would do that. Wait,
Eddie Morales?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you would do some shit like that.
Sorry, we can't cuss. My bad.
You can. You can cuss all you want.
And I didn't even think to ask. And so, I thought it was Eddie Morales, and I was like, but it wasn't. And then he's offered me a job, and I'm like, do I want to do it? And then I was like, of course you do. It's the biggest group, one of the biggest groups in the world right now. This is 2001. So
like peak NSYNC era.
Yeah, they did 2 tours on one album, a stadium tour and an arena tour.
Ate that.
Yeah, nobody does that.
Who's doing that?
I don't know if anybody's done it since.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, cool. And then I heard this song and the Neptunes did it. And I was like, oh, it's kind of funky. Like I fuck with it a little bit. Okay, cool. And that's how we first met. But it was ironic. First day of rehearsal, he was the only one late, and he's not that dude.
Really?
He flew in, like his plane was late flying in, and this is when like they still would go commercial every now and then, which is wild to think now. But so the other 4 guys that show up, and they're there, and they were like, I said, well, where's the other guy, Justin? And the other guy, Justin, sounds funny to say now. And they're like, don't worry, he's like 2 hours late, but you can start with us. He'll be fine. And I was like, oh, I feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, they go, trust us. And I didn't really know what they were doing, because I wasn't into them.
Yeah.
I knew he was like one of the main dudes.
Right.
But,
you knew he was the lead singer. They didn't tell you that part.
Well, no, I knew that much. I knew him and JC. Like I don't think I knew all their names, but I knew him and JC were the 2 main dudes, and I know he's the young one.
Yeah.
I knew that much, but like, but I didn't know what they were talking about. So I teach them, like, and the routine wasn't that hard.
Right.
But it was different rhythms than they were used to talking about. I had to switch it up a smidgen, and they, in 2 hours, they learn like 80% of the song. And then he shows up in like 15 minutes, learns the whole thing, to where we're having to like just conversate in the room. And like, I didn't want to come out in 15 minutes and make them feel like shit.
Yeah, because
even though now I knew that they told me he's going to be fine. I'm like, oh, he's fast. I get it. Okay.
Hey.
But we talked and bullshitted, would go over it again. And then he's already like putting sauce on it. And I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, this kid is special. So I saw day 1.
Wow.
And then I worked with them, did a bunch of stuff, co-directed their last tour. That would be their last tour, but we didn't know it was going to be.
Course.
And every day I would like fly out, not every day, but I would put up the show, then leave. A couple of weeks later, go out, check it out. And every time I would show up, and sometimes I wouldn't tell them I was coming. Of
course.
Because you could do that back then. There was no easy texting.
I used to hate that though when the choreographer shows up, because then you got to pull up for real.
Yeah. And they would only know, because I would sit at the front of the house at the mixing board. They would only know once they got to a certain point of the stage, and then you would see a difference.
See Marty.
Yeah. But even before they would see me, every time I would see Justin get better and better. Oof. And I was like, damn, he's going up the steps on different rhythms.
Wow.
And different little things, and doing like little freestyle things we were doing. Playing with shit that we were fucking around with in rehearsal.
I love that.
And I'm like, damn, this dude is
an artist.
Like crazy. They're all talented, but I was like, this dude's special.
Yeah.
And if he ever goes solo, like,
it's up.
It's crazy. but then I never thought about it again.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks after that tour, 3 weeks after that tour, maybe it was longer. I don't know. I don't want to get my facts straight, but literally just got a call out of nowhere, and Justin was like, yo, do you want to, I'm doing a solo record. Nobody knows. My label don't know. My management doesn't know. I'm going to do it all on my own. He recorded his whole album on his own.
That's not Justified.
Justified.
That was his own shit?
That was his own, him and Pharrell, Timbo. He did it all on his own.
Damn.
And then took it to the label, because he wasn't signed as a solo artist. Took it to the label and said, here you go. You want to sign me?
And that album was crazy.
It still is insanity.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he did all that. And they did it. I forget how fast it was, like a month and a half to do that album. Like, where this one took it was over like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, but
damn,
it was a different time back then too.
Of
like,
course.
But as soon as he said like, do you want to roll with me?
Yes.
I was like, yep. And then I literally hung up and was like, if his music is just halfway decent, he's going to blow up.
Literally.
And it was
beyond halfway decent.
Epic. Yeah. And still is. Like, my boy's still out doing it.
How does it feel like growing with somebody for that long? I don't think there's any choreographer like that has had that kind of relationship for that long with an artist.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if there is anybody, but like straight through. It's
all the way through. Yeah,
it's surreal. Like, but I also think, I mean, we're best friends now. Yeah. Like he was, he's in my wedding.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's the homie. I call him. He's one of the first people I call if I'm having a bad day.
Damn.
Like one of the first.
That's
like,
so cool.
And actually, he's easier to get a hold of than a lot of my friends who aren't doing shit.
Isn't that funny?
Wherever I'm looking.
Sitting around smoking weed and shit. Yeah, for real.
And I'm like, I know JT's way busier than y'all motherfuckers. But so it's weird to I don't look at it until somebody asks me about it, which is weird, but I'm blessed. Thank you, Justin. You're my brother. Hey. But I also like, I'm not a hog. Like even on Justified.
Right.
I could have done everything myself. Right. But I didn't. Roger Lee did some choreography, Super Dave.
Hell yeah.
Donnie, B-Boy Crumbs.
Hell yeah.
I brought in the heavy hitters to do what I feel. I'm that guy. If I feel like somebody can do something better, then why the fuck am I going to do it?
But that shows security in the choreographer because that's not always the case.
Yeah.
People love to like hold something and then make some mess and then be like, why don't you just bring in somebody who is appropriate for the, for the vision?
Yeah, like I could get away with it if I needed to, but this motherfucker
can do this shit for real.
So why? And so I've done that my whole career. Yeah. This last arena tour, Max Fam, Tobias.
That's incredible.
They put in some choreography. It's I'm always bringing people in. I joke, especially the longer shit's gone.
Right.
I'm getting old. Like I still did one. This last tour I only did one new number, like brand new song on my own. Other than that, like I gave 2 new numbers to other guys because I was like, and we keep the original stuff, of course. But I don't know. I'm that guy, and I think he appreciates that, and we even talk about it. Yeah, right? We have an open conversation.
That's cool.
Like, hey, man, but he always says like, you're never going anywhere.
Right.
You're always whatever. You're here, and whatever. You can do no wrong, and I believe him because I've done some questionable stuff over the years. I've definitely had a crazy life, and so I definitely know he's telling the truth. He's got my back.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. That's 23 years.
23 years?
23 years.
People don't even stay married for more than a year.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 23 years is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
So you're saying you're almost 51, you said.
Yep.
What is it like, and I know there's so many older dancers that watch this, being over 40, like there is this stigma that like your life is over. And like as a dancer, a choreographer, whatever creative, like unless you were in a spot like you are, like a Marty KUDELKA, if you're not there, your career is over. What is something that you would say to a person that is feeling that way?
Well, even for me, there's ebbs and flows. Like I'm not busy right now with these 2 months.
You feel it too.
Yeah, I feel it too. Like I know it's teaching season, it's summer. Yeah. Got to travel a little bit, do intensives. But like nothing's promised.
That's incredible that you said that.
Yeah.
So many people would never think you would say that.
100%. Nothing is promised. Like you got to grind. Like, I have my own intensive that I enjoy doing. Yeah. But it's also, a stream of income.
Right.
And that's secondary. But you have to hustle in this game. You are your business. You have to keep relationships. I'm not the best at that either. Yeah. I'm not an asshole. I don't think I can be, but I'm not an asshole. But just, there's certain people you got to be cool with that you may not love to be cool with. We're in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like I could go somewhere else. I could go open a studio anywhere in the United States.
Oh my God, it'd be cracking.
Make $1 billion, but I'd be unhappy.
Yep.
So I'd rather hustle. Yeah. I know this is kind of off top, but still on topic. Me personally, I'd rather hustle and do what I love and enjoy. Like I have time off now. You know what I do? I play cornhole.
Yeah, like do the shit you like to do.
Yeah. And now it's turned into like a serious hobby where like I want to, like, you can make money doing
Hell
it.
yeah.
And it's like, now it may be a thing.
Yeah.
Like I might move my class to a different night so I can go to cornhole tournaments, which sounds crazy.
You heard Marty KUDELKA first, okay?
But it makes me happy.
Yes.
It makes me happy.
But you have to have that,
and you have
Marty.
to have that away from this business, because all we do
Please.
is talk, eat, sleep, dance, choreography, creatives. But I age. Again, age is just a number.
I agree.
I moved out here at 24. Most people move out here when how old were you?
I was literally, so I moved after Broadway. So I did Broadway first.
Sure, yeah.
And then, so like 2021.
So that's still,
Yeah.
that's probably older than.
Oh, yeah, please. That's old.
In my class, 2 days on Thursday or Friday, I taught there's like 8-year-olds.
I just moved here from Tennessee.
Yeah,
I'm 16.
yeah, and they're nasty.
Beyond nasty.
Yeah, but I'm like, so I don't think young or old, it's a thing. Like I think it's just how you look at it. Like I feel like dancers in general, a big crush for dancers is excuses. So like one of my biggest biggest advice I can give is, like, I say it all the time, but when you leave an audition, again, you have to play mind games with yourself, but come up with a system where you can make yourself forget that.
You got to let go. You have to let it go.
Go immediately.
The minute you walk out, let it go.
Yeah, don't go like sit in a movie where your mind can race. Go talk to people. Go keep yourself busy. Go do things where because you have no control over it
at all.
If you're the person who's, I don't think I'm going to get it because I was too short, I was too tall, I was too dark, I was too light, I was too this. You're just making up excuses.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't happen, you can feel better about yourself. But I keep it funky. That's whack.
It is.
Don't. Go do other shit and get better, because then if that call comes, you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that.
I literally forgot about this shit. Yeah.
And hell yeah, let's go. Like, yo, I got the gig. Like,
it's so true.
So I think age becomes a excuse too. Yeah. Like I still teach, and I still like Thursday. I didn't go in the last group because I was like, I don't know. I kept fucking up one little thing. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck.
And you're a perfectionist, I feel like.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not, if I'm questioning something, I'm not doing it. But last week on Friday, I go in the last group. They're out dancing, the Madisons. She says, what's up, by the way?
Oh, Madison.
The Madisons and the Max and all, the A-list people who are in class, like, they get me, but I can still hang.
Yeah,
I'm 50, almost 51.
Marty,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, literally, like, shout out to you for real, though. Seriously, man.
I'm as long as I'm physically able to do it, then I'll do that. But once I can't go in that last group, then I'll just teach and do what I'm normally doing and show what I need to show. And I don't need to be in it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's security in yourself. That is literally maturity and security in yourself, for real.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I'm blessed. If I would have been taken off this earth, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have been happy then. Yeah. So now everything else is just adding
It's just
on.
added fun. I love that. I love that mindset. Any life goals that you have, in this part of your life that are outside of dance too, like whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Well, become professional at cornhole.
Okay. We're on that.
Pam and I live as long as we can together. Yes. Pam Chu, I love you, baby.
Shout out to Pam Chu.
And both of my kids to be healthy. Yeah. Live as long as they can.
How old are they?
As long as they're happy. 13 and 6.
13 and 6. Ooh, you got a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Ooh.
Yeah.
13-year-old girl.
You don't have to tell me. But yeah, it's literally them to be healthy and happy. Yeah. Happy is the big thing. Yes. I lived a lot of my life not being happy. Yes. So now I think whatever I'm doing, I just want to be happy. Like I could give you like in the business, I do, have ideas for, like a Broadway show, or off-Broadway show with just dancers being the artist. Yes. It's not, I know everybody's thought about this, but I have my own vision of it, and to where, the dancers and the choreographers are the artists. Wow. We're not behind the artist, which is great, of course. But yeah, that will happen when it happens. Yeah. I just want to, whatever I'm doing, I want to be happy, man, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. No. And why be live in that state? You know what I mean?
And people just stay in it because they don't know better and they don't know how to get out of it either.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It is tough. And we've all been there too. Speaking of relationships too, so you and Pam, shout out to you and Pam. Yeah, how long you guys been together?
So we actually dated briefly almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
She was the nighttime manager at Millennium.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, that's so cute.
Yeah, and I was
so cute.
But we were like friends for like, I don't know, a year maybe or whatever.
Wow.
Just work associates, never really hung out, and then we started seeing each other more often, and it was my only like single time in LA.
Right.
And we started dating, and again, it was just a blip on the radar for like a couple months. And then I was like, I thought to myself, like, I don't know, she's almost too perfect.
Wow.
I literally would tell my friends, like, I think she can't be.
Something got to be off. Something got to be off.
And then I thought, but if she is, which now I know, but if she is, I don't want to fuck her life up.
Right.
And there was a chance of me doing that at that time.
Were you wild?
Yeah. At this time of my life,
wild. All of y'all was wild though. Y'all generation was wild, boy.
Yeah. It was wild. Like,
I've heard the story.
Only believe half of them.
Okay.
But I only drank alcohol for like 4 years of my life.
Oh, shit.
I started at 29.
Oh, shit.
First drink
First drink at 29.
It stopped at 33.
That's all you needed.
Yeah, and I'll never drink again. I made up for the time though.
Yeah.
But this was like early on in those stages of me drinking when Pam and I dated. So I was like, if she is perfect, I don't want to fuck her up. And
Maturity.
we stayed friends for 18 years. I ended up, she had a couple relationships. I got married, divorced, had kids. And then we were always like, for that 18, 60, however many years it was, we would see each other because in the industry, I knew her parents already.
Oh, wow.
Like we would go and see each other's shows. I saw her dance in Vegas when she was on Britney. Wow. When I was there, like with the Jacksons, we all came and watched her show. And with, Sophie, my other friend, is there. So we were always like friends. We refound each other. I had just gotten out of a really toxic relationship.
Yeah.
But I still hadn't figured out anything. Why? Like now I know.
Right.
It's been like 3 years almost.
Wow.
And I have now figured like what was happening with myself and other people. And so I had to figure that out first, but she was there for me in my like darkest times as a friend. And then through that, I started hearing about her journey and what she'd gone through and like, fuck. And like, but I never saw it coming that we would end up back together.
That's amazing.
And one day it happened. I hugged her and literally it felt way different.
Yeah.
And then walked away. It was like a movie.
Yeah. It
like a
sounds
rom-com and walked away. And she walked away and we turned and like, did you feel that? And
I love that.
And it was
history
over.
Yeah. In the industry, obviously, like there's so many stigmas about dating within the same industry and just this and that. Do you find that, because you guys are in kind of different fields in the industry?
Kind of, like we both direct stuff together. She is a jack of all trades, queen of all trades. Like she does everything. But yeah, like, she was more in the contemporary world, more of, commercial hip hop stuff. But then again, there's so many similarities. Like our friend groups, we have so many multiple friends within our friend groups. And I'm like, oh my God. And it just shows me like what I was like forcing myself to be. I thought being happy with somebody was like being uncomfortable and not happy. Like this is because everybody else I was seeing around me was unhappy.
Just go through it. You're supposed to go through it. This is a part of it.
Yeah, I was
Does
like,
it have to be?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It doesn't.
Do I have to?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I wasted so much time, but no, I didn't because I had 2 beautiful kids. This and that, and I learned from it eventually. But I did. But I'm a dumbass, and I kind of, may have got hustled a little bit or a lot, but I'm also man enough to say, you know what, cool, but I won't be fooled again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I know, and you know, even with Pam and I, as soon as we kissed the first time, I remember not long after that, I said, look, I don't want to ever get married again.
Wow.
I don't want to have kids. I have kids.
You told her?
Yeah. And
straight up.
She said, as long as I'm with you, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay,
that's how you know you found the person. That's
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah.
Because if you can be straight up and honest about something like that,
100%.
Because let's be real, women, as soon as women hear that, it's like, I'm off. I'm out of here.
And especially that, I knew from her stories, that's something that she wanted and never got.
Wow.
But she, you know, and I may have changed my mind since then, but not the kids part. Yeah. But we're too old to be having kids anyways. But yeah, it's happiness and like, sorry, Pam. And now we've been together three years. Like almost 3 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It'll be 3 years in August.
Living together too? Like doing the whole thing? Ooh, how was that?
Well, we actually, that's what's crazy. We actually, before we got together, I was subletting out one of her friends' properties, like an Airbnb.
Okay.
And I was renting it out. And then her man were no longer, they were sharing they were sharing a space, but they weren't together for like a year.
Got you.
She was like, well, why am I still living with this dude? Blah, blah, blah. She was going to go live somewhere else.
Oh shit.
And then I was like, well, why? Because we were like friends at this point. Yeah. This is like 2 months into after me separating from my ex, like early on. And she was like, I'm going to go to this place. And I said, why? There's a 2-bedroom here. Why don't you just live here? Shit. She's like, well, why you would be cool with that? And I'm like, homie, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We go back, like whatever.
Shit.
So we lived as roommates first.
Ooh,
and it was like, yeah, it really is like a rom-com. Like we were watching Netflix together.
Stop it, Marty.
And we're watching. And
platonic, nothing. No sneaky links, no nothing.
Nothing because, and we had already, you know, messed around obviously when we dated back in the day.
Yeah.
But zero. And and then I have like, you know, all these old DVDs from Millennium when she used to teach, or when I was teaching, she used to work there. So I'm putting in videos and we're having all these nostalgic moments. Like,
stop.
I think found her on one of the audition tapes.
Stop.
And doing all this stuff. And I felt like it was like my college years that I never had.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah.
This is so cool. But it was like platonic. And just like we never would like hug each other even. We would give each other like high fives.
And it was just you and her in the apartment. Just y'all.
Yeah, a house. It's a house, but it's like, you know, 2-bedroom, 2 baths. So we had our own bathroom, yada, yada, yada. And we were both traveling so much that we weren't there all the time.
Right.
But when we were there, it was homies. So then one night, that's when we were gonna go, hey, you going to bed? Go to bed. And then we hugged, which was random.
In like the house.
Oh in the house. And it felt, that's the night where it was like, did you feel that? Like, it wasn't a normal hug.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is I still feel it now when I hug her, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You'll know.
You'll know, baby. It's true though. You will know.
Yeah.
You will know.
Don't force here's something I used to hear in movies. Don't believe it. If you're pursuing somebody and they're showing no interest, they're showing no interest for a reason. I'm telling you, forget the myth of like, no, they just want the chase.
Yeah, hard to get type shit.
Maybe if they're flirty and doing like that, that's different. But if they're showing you no interest, don't
believe it.
Believe it. Yeah, I promise you. I know this. Like, it's not good. Yeah, don't do it. Life advice.
Life advice. I'll take it. I'll take that for me.
Yeah.
Are you staying in LA? We kicking it here? We gonna be here forever?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. I'm a beachy type of dude. Ooh. Like I love Miami, where you're from. Hey. Yeah, I dated a girl once from Miami.
Oh, for real?
That's a different thing, though.
It's
you know,
scary out here.
Yeah,
it's scary. I'm sorry. Whatever you went through.
No. She's cool, but yeah. I wish I could like move to Hawaii tomorrow. I'd go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, but I am not in that situation where I could just go and retire yet.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't want to be here forever.
No.
It is home now. I mean, you know how much we travel. I'm probably gone more than I am here.
Yeah.
So it kind of It's gotten old, but it hasn't gotten old.
Yeah.
There's still new stuff. Like, you know, there's a new ride at Universal Studios.
No, literally.
You know? There's literally, you know, like, I don't know. I find cool things to try to make myself like, oh, it's changing. NoHo West.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of close to the crib. Yeah, I know. It's like kind of whack, but yeah. What about you? That was one of my questions for you. Was like, if you could live anywhere else in the world.
So I did New York, right? Like that was like, but I had to do New York when I did it, 18 to 22. Like I had to do it then.
Yeah, which was smart, by the way.
Yeah, because ain't nobody trying to be like 40 going through New York dealing with that bullshit. Yeah, trains, crackheads, piss on the ground. Like ain't nobody trying to go through that. And affording New York. Like is crazy. Yeah. And thank God I was in a show that, you know, we got a weekly check. Like we were like a consistent job, but ain't nobody trying to hustle like that at this age, at least, you know. But I like LA. I bought my place. Like I really I fuck with LA because it's Miami basically just with our industry.
Sure. Yeah.
You feel me?
It's the small things I don't like here. Being from Texas, like it's in Texas, you know, you open a door for somebody, you
people say thank you.
People cut you off, you know, you get in, you wave. That doesn't exist here. No. And I can't, that never leaves me. Like, I still say shit or like, motherfucker, like, come on now. Yeah.
Oh shit. All right, now we have a segment called Finish the Lyric, where I ask Marty a lyric and he has to finish it. I can't sing it though, but you got it.
I'm the worst at fucking
and lyrics. I know I don't. I'm actually so excited to do this. Slim, thick, caramel skin.
And I should know. I know this song.
I mean, I don't know if you gonna know it, but like
one more time.
Slim, thick, caramel skin.
Is that the? Okay, I know you're not gonna sing it, but is that the
cadence?
The cadence.
Slim, thick, caramel skin. 5'5".
I have no
never heard it. This bitch is 10, hair done, bills paid, catch me sliding in it. Sexy Red. You don't listen to Sexy Red.
No, but I do know that song. No, I do. That's too new for me. But I know Sexy Red, and I know, and I've heard this song. But no, I can't. You can ask me. I thought you were going to ask me people I've worked with, because I'm not.
I was going to do that, but then I was like, that's too easy.
No.
You don't even know that.
Fuck their lyrics up. Yeah, I'm the worst.
Are you one of those choreographers that be like, okay, so when you say, and they're like, I don't say that.
It happens. You finish the lyric. I got one for you. Shit, and I'm going to tell you, Justin Timberlake, Rock Your Body.
Okay, wait. Okay, maybe I could, because I can maybe fuck this up. All right, come on, get me.
Not one person has got this right. What are the first lyrics on Rock Your Body? Dun, 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 dun.
Got time, but I don't mind. Just want to rock you, girl. What the fuck?
Wrong.
What is it?
Guy Time.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
No. His most diehard friends. I got in an argument with him in rehearsal 15 years later, and he said, "What are you saying?" And I said, "Got time, but I don't mind. It's guy time." I said,
fuck?
"Who the fuck says guy time? When have you ever said,
I'm on
hey,
guy
it's
time.
Guy time. Let's go hang out, Marty." No, you don't say it. And he's like, "But I wrote it. I know it. I wrote it. You can't tell me it's not that." I said, "Well, nobody knows that."
Nobody.
And so I've asked his diehard fans.
You ate that though.
And nobody knows it.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one. I got you back. Okay.
That was a good one. All right, now we got a segment called Spill the Tea, where I ask Marty some tea and he tells me, is it tea or not tea? This is actually, okay, we got beef and you don't even know this, but we have beef.
Oh no.
There's an argument that I will stand on a hill on, and you have a beef with people, or you have an issue with people clapping on 8.
Oh, but let me tell you why.
And I don't fuck with that. So let's talk about it.
Okay, no, let me tell you, there's certain exemptions.
Okay.
So being from Texas, the reason my pet peeve is people clapping on 8, specifically before doing my combo.
That's also fair.
My combo or our generation's combo.
Fair.
So like New Jack Swing.
Fair.
You clap.
You have to clap.
In locking, there's claps within the dance, within the foundation.
Right.
But being from Texas, it reminds me of you're fixing to do a fucking toe touch.
Oh.
So it reminds me of this. Boom, boom. I
was a cheerleader too, so
I taught all drill team is huge. In that our studio we had 1,100 people in our studio.
Yep.
Like 900 were drill team people and cheer. So I grew up with that.
Right.
NCA, all that shit. I used to go and judge.
All the shit.
So it started in like the late 90s, early 2000s. in the dome, and people would start doing my thing, and I was like,
oh my God, your face.
Why do that? Why not just do like something, another hit, and do something? But you're giving me, and then you're gonna go into some funky shit. Like that's not cool with me. So that's my pet peeve. I think there's exemptions to what style you're dancing.
Okay, I'll take it.
See,
I'll take it.
Oh, that's easy.
Because we've had beef for years, and you didn't even know.
Are you a clapper on A?
No, but like it's just a black thing. Like
no,
you just started up.
I don't no. I think it's just different genres. If because even like you know, I mean, there's so many different versions like country,
gospel, like praise music,
but also like you know, white country dudes. You know, sitting there, hey, you know, like, you know, I don't know.
But that's a different kind of clap, like not that kind of clap.
Yeah, but
like a little rev up clap, like you don't ever feel that?
No, we do that, like getting people hyped.
You know what I mean?
But it's a specific like 5, 6, 7, and then wow, and then start going into a like But also, I'm not mad if you're a teacher and you're going 5, 6, 7.
Right.
But like. I charge people $1.
I heard about this rule.
Somebody just Venmo'd me the other day.
I heard about
because
this
they
rule.
were guilty. I didn't even catch it.
You just got a Venmo.
And I got a Venmo for $1 with a clap emoji, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is incredible!" Even artists.
I love that.
Yeah, I will dock you.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense.
All right. Okay, so we're 50-50. Like we're kind of made up, but kind of not.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take 50-50.
And now we got a segment called Ask Dexter, where Marty's going to ask me some questions, and I got to answer fully honest.
Okay. What is your favorite TV show right now?
Ooh. I mean, I'm definitely on the Love Island train. Like, hate to say it, but like, I fucking am.
Are you caught up?
Yes.
From last night? Yes, me too.
Like, let's be so fucking for real.
Please tell me what you're thinking.
I want Ace off.
I want
Ace off.
Ace has need to go on. And
from day one, bro.
Well, Huda too. Yeah. Huda first.
Since her crash out, she should have been gone.
Yeah, but Ace as well, and like, but I like the switch up in Casa more. Where they had to couple up like you know they were single.
Yeah, right.
And they had to couple up.
Did you believe the Nick and Alandria? Okay, that's all I needed to know. I'm just glad that we're on the same page.
The producers, come on, they're making them. I mean,
when she was like, get in the car, I'm like, oh, don't fucking piss me off. We all were like, we knew.
Oh my God, what's happening? But
but
I was low key tripping when he started pushing up on her. Like
I've always really wanted you,
and I always and that's why I'm pulling you in the challenges.
Oh,
and I'm
please.
like, he has never looked at her like that, like ever.
Not once.
He's a little boy. That's
He's
what
a little
he is.
boy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know my problems with this season? Last season. Did you watch last season?
Yeah.
Those were relationships. Cordell and Serena, those are relationships, and that's why they're still together.
Yeah.
Everyone on this season is trying to play a game and trying to get there to the end.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Ace. I mean, you gotta give him props a little bit of how he just like orchestrated everything.
He's a producer.
He's up there just composing everybody. But for us who know the game and how, like,
boy,
he is whack.
He's a dancer too, right? And that's what he said.
He teaches dance.
I didn't even know that.
I saw a clip of him like teaching an online like autism thing. So I'm not gonna hate.
That is cool. That is cool.
That is cool.
Okay,
but when he first said it, we were all like, he is. Well, we ain't. I haven't seen him in Dexter's class. I haven't seen him in my class, so I don't know. But no, Ace, you're doing your thing. But
all y'all are doing
you're trying to win the game, bro.
He is.
He's trying to win the game.
I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be like, come on, bro.
But I don't think I don't know. I don't think they will give it to him.
I don't know either. I liked Coco too. Coco was fly.
Coco is fresh. She's beautiful.
And so gorgeous. I think she should have been an OG. I don't think she should have been a Casa Girl. I think she should have been an OG.
But I think the reason I thought that too, but I thought they kept her because she's so bad.
Yeah.
Like she's a woman.
They knew she was about to come in there.
I think they were like, she's gonna swoop somebody.
Yeah.
But she almost did.
Hell yeah, she did.
I kind of wanted him to pick her.
You did?
Yeah, I mean, I like Shelly, and Shelly's beautiful.
Shelly's beautiful.
But she's kind of boring.
Yeah.
She's a little boring.
She just shies away. I mean, I don't think she's a reality TV kind of girl.
No,
I
think
thing.
behind closed doors,
she's probably fun as fuck. But
yeah, and she looks like she might be fun. Like but I think she's not cut out for
Amaya Papaya though.
She needs her own podcast. I'm sorry. Immediately.
It was a mess at first, but now I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with Amaya Papaya.
Last night when she's Taylor, sit down.
The running.
Sit down. The Tay. Like, come on. Nobody else is saying shit. Like, of course they're editing it, but
of course.
But she's funny, bro. She's incredible. You should try to get her.
Oh my god, I would literally love that.
Yeah,
I would love that. Also, like, I'm not on the Taylor. I just don't.
He's cornball.
I just can't do Taylor. I just can't do it.
It's like a forced. He's complying to everybody else, and like, did he have his? Pam and I were wondering this last night. Did he have his eyebrows shaved the whole show, or the whole show?
Yes.
From day one.
Yes.
Why, maybe I didn't notice it because his hat was on a lot.
Because that cowboy hat a lot in the beginning.
Oh, see, I thought he was trying, like he's changing up. He is changed up. Though.
Oh yeah, but he's also, if I'm being honest, he likes the boys more than he likes the girls.
I get that as well.
If I'm being honest,
100%.
In my opinion.
Yeah, you know? he puts that out to where I'm like, and the way he kisses. It's strange. Like it's like he doesn't want to be kissing.
No.
A woman kind of thing.
Even when he hugged Nick like it was like his like man from like war.
Yeah, they're a little bit the dude. Like, I mean, I love my brothers too. But these dudes are like, and I get it. I've never been trapped in a house with people where that's all you have to talk to.
Genuinely.
So I'm sure it's a deeper bond.
Yeah.
But it's fucking 3 weeks.
It's 3 weeks.
Like they're talking like,
you're
my best friend.
No,
like,
my sister.
Yeah, my sister. You know how many of their family and friends are pissing at home?
Beyond.
You're calling them come on. That's wild.
So Love Island is my one.
Yeah.
And then 2, I love like, this is gonna sound crazy, but I love like a good murder documentary, like Netflix, like I'll be on that
like
shit.
Real life. Yeah.
No, the real shit.
Me too. Yeah. I love that shit too. Not that you asked, but I love that. I love real. Did you see, is there a new one you watched?
Yeah, like the American, whatever the one where the guy, you know what I'm talking about
kids.
Too. Yes.
Oh,
Put him in the oil well. I was like,
that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And all the footage of him lying about it.
Just lying.
But you can tell.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. When you watch it, you go, this man looks like a red flag, like a walking red flag.
His neighbor was like,
he said,
he's acting
weirdo.
funny.
He acts funny. He was moving fast. He was on his head,
from day one. Like you could even see him shaking.
He's moving funny. Yeah.
But the dude who's telling him, the neighbor who's like snitching on him, was even
he's nervous because
he's like, he knows he probably did this shit.
But what about like how people were mad at the wife because they were like, why are you always on Facebook? Why are you trying to show your life to everybody? Like, how are you going to blame this woman for that and say she did?
I mean, because
crazy.
Well, that's why like I'm not on TikTok. I know you're huge on TikTok.
I was about to ask you about social media.
I'm on Instagram and this, whatever, but like just as a way to promote or stay in touch
of course.
Fans and JT fans and stuff. And, but like, I don't really read comments, and I've been blessed, like knock on wood, that like no one's, super come for me or whatever. Like,
crazy,
I know who my haters are.
Right.
I shake hands with my haters.
Hey.
I'm cool. And I keep it moving. I'm not going to hang with them, but I'm not going to be an asshole to them.
No need.
Why? You know what I mean? So, but people, what do they call them? Like
Twitter warriors.
Typewriter hero, keyboard heroes. Like, I could give there was a point in my life where I was like, please, somebody, I was so angry.
You wanted it.
Somebody say something because I'm about to go off. But then I'm so glad that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's so dumb to read that shit. Like, I can't believe in that situation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about hating on our jobs
like
and stuff. Dance.
Yeah,
but this is like
her life, her kids,
and they're gone. Yeah, that dude is.
It's a sick dude.
Yeah, I love those documentaries.
Oh my God, I watched them a little too often.
But it teaches you also like real life shit and keeps you aware.
Shit to look out for.
Yeah, because people are wild in the streets.
Man. Yeah, man.
Like,
and they can hide it very well.
He wasn't happy. Like he was unhappy. Like. this is what I'm saying. Like, not that every unhappy person does that, God forbid. But like, that's why I'm saying, like, mental health is a real thing.
It's real.
Be happy, be around people that make you happy.
Yeah.
Like, I tell Pam that all the time. Like, like, what do you want to do next week? Do you want to, a little staycation, do this? Let's do something fun. Let's
anything
do something
to disconnect too from this for a second.
Yeah, let's have fun, get away from this, be around people we like, and just have a good time. Like, whatever that is.
That's real.
Okay, second question.
Yeah.
Well, I actually kind of already asked that one. Where would you? But you never answered exactly. Where would you live besides here? If you could live anywhere, if you had the means to live anywhere in the world, because I know you've traveled extensively, or even somewhere place you hadn't been.
You know what? Honestly, if I'm gonna be real, like just on some like, if I just wanted to move somewhere else, I would go to like a Texas, like Dallas, Houston,
really?
Because one, I could fucking have a mansion there, and
of course,
you know what I mean, that part. But
oh my gosh,
I don't have to think about it. When people tell me their rent or their mortgage in those places, I'm like,
for what my house costs, I could get like 4 houses,
please. And a horse.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even need that shit.
I don't even need that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, because just like the culture, the food, the vibe, like
food is banging.
Contrary to what I popularly believe, I'm very simple, and I just like a simple life. Like I go to the gym, I teach, I do a job.
I am too.
You know what I mean?
We're very much alike.
I don't need frills. I don't need to be at this Hollywood club or like this. I'm cool on that.
Yeah, 100%.
I can just have my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dallas and Houston are both.
Love every time I go there, and just like even when you teach there, it'd be vibes. Like it'd just be fun.
Yeah, I mean it's good. That's one thing I do miss is good people. Okay, what about not in the States?
Not in the States
or
London.
Canada. London. Yeah, that's a good one. Not tropical. You'd pick London.
I'd pick London. I'm a city. I like city. I do like city. Yeah. Because like if I'm tropical, like my drive goes like this. Like
oh, true. Oh, I'm
chilling.
So you really
like,
thought
I'm
about
chilling,
it.
chilling.
Yeah, I would just think of where I'd be the most comfortable. But you also grew up like in Miami, so you already
we went
had
to the
that,
beach every weekend,
which I didn't
have that. Right.
Yeah, so I think that's why I would choose the Hawaii or Thailand or something like that.
Dope. Hell yeah. All right, so now we got a segment called Slay or Nay, where I ask Marty some rapid fire questions, and he tells me, is it a slay or is it a nay?
Okay.
Well, we already answered the first one. Clapping on 8.
Nay.
It's a nay. We're gonna make him a believer, y'all.
I am.
Marty's class.
I am, just not in my class.
Not in my class. Dancing in Tim's.
Nay. I mean, again, there's certain reasons why you should.
Yeah.
If you're from New York.
Yeah.
If you're
Tucker Barkley.
If you're Tucker Barkley.
If you're Tucker Barkley.
I was just gonna say that.
If you're
Tucker Barkley in the Dome days doing turning and flipping in them with him unlaced, then you can
go
do
to hell,
that.
Tucker. Okay.
Yeah, or the early days of crump. Like if you're crumping, you wear Timbs to be fly.
True.
On the East Coast, like so. Nay.
But if a person came in your class tried to do your shit, and you know they were not that kind of dancer, they just wanted to give you a look. You
No, I just immediately know about that person.
Yeah, it tells me everything I need to know.
Everything I need. Tucker used to take in my class his whole life and
eating.
And cool, you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Soul food.
Yay.
Yeah. Are you vegan or anything like that?
No, I'm a really simple eater. So I'm a simple dude in life, but simple eater too. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm a big like steak guy first and foremost, being from Texas. But I'm very I don't eat a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
So I like, chicken, mashed potatoes.
Good old protein and carbs.
Protein, yeah. I love, I mean, I'm from Texas, but I only like what I like. People know me, I'm the tan food guy.
Ooh, what does that mean?
So if something's like brown, fried, or like mashed potatoes, anything neutral like brown, I fuck with.
You fucking with it?
Yeah, not a lot of greens.
I love it. What made you not like vegetables? Did you just not like vegetables?
My mom was a single parent. She didn't cook too much, and then I would eat at my parents' house. Same thing. They were kind of the same situation.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't like accessible to eating. I like knew what I wanted.
You like what you like.
It wasn't until I was like, I moved out when I was 17.
Yeah.
I graduated high school, got an apartment at 17 because I was already working.
Hell yeah.
Not strictly off dance, but I was teaching a little, but I had normal jobs and I started dating, going to nice places and do, whatever.
Get
and I'm
all
like,
these fancy ass dishes and
but
shit.
I was so stubborn. I wouldn't try a lot of it. So I only know what I know.
Yeah. So you're not like a sushi dude. Like you're not like,
no, not a sushi dude, but I fuck with certain, but I go to I'll go to, Nobu, like with Pam, and there's shit that I can fuck with there. I like rice, I like chicken. There's bomb chicken. There's some sauce. That's,
the little skewers thing. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know if it's on a skewers, but it's like I don't know, but
it's good,
creamy and like it's just really good.
Okay,
and so I can go anywhere and eat.
Right.
I just like what I like. But yeah, soul food. I love. I fuck with it.
Okay, so the skinny jeans era of dance, and this is what we were gonna talk about earlier.
That's I don't know how.
You remember that?
I do remember it.
Skinny jeans, Vans.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was. It was in like
13, 14, 15.
Yeah, because Justin even had William Rast. He had a line at one point.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, William Rast, and we did a whole thing on LA Fashion Week.
Oh shit!
We hired not all dancers, 50% dancers, 50% models.
That's sick.
It was nasty.
That's sick.
But the reason I'm saying that is because he put out some skinny jeans. That's the first skinny jeans I ever wore. And he gives me all these free jeans. And the first ones I put on baggy and the other ones. And I was like, my God, these are too tight. And he's like, no. This is the new vibe. This is the vibe. And I was like, no, it's not. Like my shit showing. I can't dance. But they give away a little. They made them a little bit.
Stretchy.
Yeah. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
Literally.
And why are you making this? But I went along with it for a little bit. But I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like that, I made popular in LA baggy shorts.
Let me say it before you say it.
Okay, yeah.
So big chunky sneakers, an Air Force or something.
Air Force
basketball
One.
Shorts that would go over the knee, like lower than the knee, and that white socks.
Tube socks.
Big baggy t-shirt.
White tees.
And a fitted.
Like
you did that.
Yeah, for sure.
You did that. No shade, you did that.
No. I'll take it. And it's a documented thing. And Kenny was one of them. And Misha and Nick.
You had them boys dressing like you, bro.
It was weird, but I mean, also
and dancing like you, no shade.
Well, yeah, it was cooler if I would go to a different country,
right?
And I would show up, right? And they would know my choreography,
right? And
this is pre-YouTube,
right?
And be dressed like me. It was a little weird.
That's
because then I'm like, now I look like I was trying to be separate, because that's what I used to like. I was a big hooper growing up, and that was what I hooped in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, why don't I dance in it?
Did you ever feel a way about that? Like, did you ever be like, y'all copying me or like y'all biting?
Internally, maybe. But it was kind of like showing respect.
Right.
And then but then I started fucking them up, because then I was like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to have low cut socks off and
switching
Air Max on.
Yeah.
So then it became a game of like juking them and like, okay, Air Max and ankle socks.
Hell yeah.
And then like maybe the shirt has some writing on it. It was so dumb. Like, I'd only wear the shirt once and then leave. But it was kind of disgusting after class. Yeah. But like, I could have washed it. And I would throw it out. And then it would have to be a brand new one. I was so dumb. Don't waste your money.
No, please, y'all. Dancers, please.
But yeah, it's
fucking funny.
So skinny jeans is a super nay.
An era.
It was an air.
It was an era, but Eastwood, all of them, like, they was in there for real.
Yeah, but from the sidelines, I was like, I wore them sometimes, but I was like, I don't know.
You never got into it?
I never loved it.
Yeah.
I did it. I never loved it.
That's real.
Yeah.
Hot yoga. Are you a hot yoga kind of guy?
No.
Any kind of, are you like a gym? Like, what's your exercise?
So I I like to compete. I'm a competition dude.
Cool.
I'm a great winner and a great loser.
Yeah.
I'm not a sore loser. I like to try things to get, like in cornhole, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I'm the worst of our friend group.
Right.
Of the Alex Chungs, the Nick Wilsons, the John Mays.
That's fun.
These dudes, Gustavo Vargas, they're all like really fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm like good.
I love that.
But I'm not used to growing up. I wasn't used to being the sucky one.
Got you.
I was good. So now it feels good.
Yeah.
Especially at this time of my life to be the student.
I love that.
But that is actually like working out, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And like we're in the sun sweating and you got to set up shit. But I play like volleyball like 3 times a week or 3 times a month. Maybe 4 or 5 on other months.
Hell yeah.
I don't really hoop too much anymore, but I can. Like,
that's cool.
I want to do like active things like that. I'd rather like hike than do yoga.
Hell yeah.
But I don't really hike that often. Like I want it to be
like an activity.
Me and my friend group have an activity challenge, we call it.
That's cool.
Where Brian Tanaka and Tony Bellissimo just had a birthday together where a group of us rent a house and 2 or 3 nights, and we literally direct a whole 2 events of sports.
Fuck it, I love it.
And it has
like
we
a
have
tally
a scoring
system and everything.
We put money on it, so you're playing for something. Like you're playing for money, but it's way more than that.
Yeah,
you don't really make that much.
Nah,
but it's for the camaraderie, the feelings. You the guy bond, time. the guy time,
the guy time.
Like. Thank God, like if I knew that, I might have choreographed it differently too, which is weird.
Change your whole shit.
Which is crazy to think about. It was like 15 years later I found it.
That's so funny. I literally just found out today.
And think about, can you name me any Janet lyrics? Like if you think about like, doesn't really matter.
My guy, I don't want him too shy, but he's gotta have the qualities that I like in a man: strong, smart, affectionate. I'm a lyrics person.
Okay, so you're a lyrics person.
I'm a lyrics person.
But sometimes like
some people are not.
The first song was "Doesn't Really Matter" that Shawnette Hurd and I did, and I was like, doesn't really
that one I don't know. Does it say Odyssey? Does it really matter?
No,
what
it says like inner me.
Bitch.
Yeah.
You ate me up with
literally,
that one.
she bring us lyric sheets because we kept fucking it up.
Somebody else told me she did. Luther said that she did that to him too. She was like, I gotta just help you out.
Yeah, and I was like, this ain't what you're saying. At least this is what it's not like. Because
nobody knows.
I keep it real. Like, well, at that time I was probably like, this is really what you're saying? Like, I wasn't going to argue.
Right.
But like with Justin, I was like, that don't sound like what you're saying, bro. Nobody believes that shit.
I'm sick. Public transportation. You ever taken public transportation in LA? Like, have you ever taken the train in LA?
I have taken the subway once.
Really?
Yeah, I've taken the subway once from NoHo.
Oh, okay.
To downtown.
For like a concert or something?
It was for the VMAs when they were here one year.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I was a little scared of the earthquakes.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not freaked out by them. Like when they happen, I think it's actually kind of cool.
I know, me too.
It's nature. It's like this is wild.
I do say that too.
Yeah, but taking that, I thought about that. Like that wouldn't happen in New York necessarily, but it could here.
Yeah.
But city transportation growing up.
Yeah.
Nope, I've only taken the train. I've never taken a bus here.
Okay.
I've shot on them.
Oh shit!
Like videos and commercials and shit.
Yeah, that's dope.
But no.
What do you listen to in your car? Like if I get in your car right now, what's playing?
Sports. I listen to fantasy sports.
Hell yeah!
I'm a big sports guy. NBA, NFL, golf, like extreme sports.
Yeah.
But I listen to because I play put money on fantasy.
Yeah.
So I study what these professional dudes who get paid to have their own podcast. Wow. I listen to that or podcasts that interests me randomly. Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Old Howard Stern thing. If it's something interesting or to make me laugh for a certain reason, I don't know. I also feel like if I listen to older stuff that I haven't heard before, I can learn stuff. I just was listening to some old where they were laughing about people using emails.
Oh, wow. Like it was like a new thing.
They were like, yeah, hit me up, or, get back with me on my email. Yeah, right. You're going to call me. And I was like, this is mind blowing, because we used to have these conversations.
Genuinely.
And now look. So it's interesting to go back and listen to like just history.
Hell yeah. Intensives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was anti-intensives because I looked at it as like, it's just, people are like, it's a money grab-ish. But that's why I never did it in the beginning. And then I did some research. This is like pre-pandemic. Like I started way late in the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, anybody can sign up for these.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I did one, what would be like, I just wanted to do it smart. So I started interviewing like people who work for me, my crew, my team. What did you learn and what that you didn't know before working with me, this and that. And then AJ Harpold, she worked with me for or still works with me, but we worked together for like 24 years. We just had our anniversary. I should know this, but she knows I don't know. But like of working together, and like she's probably done like 80% of the jobs I've done.
Incredible.
I went to her first and like, what did you learn?
That's a great idea.
And this and that. We just started talking, taking notes. And then I was like, well, same thing I approached as my choreography. What could I do differently that these other people didn't do? So I was like, well, I'm not going to advertise it. It's going to be kind of like the Fight Club of intensive.
Yeah, you got to find out type shit.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I just I didn't know if it was going to work, whatever. And I also knew I wanted it like limited people. Yeah. I don't want to have 100, 200 people.
A master class, basically.
Yeah, because you're not going to know anybody.
No.
So, and I thought too, like I'm awful with names. I'm way better in the last 3 years because I made it a thing. A New Year's resolution type of thing, but just a life thing. So I'm better now, but at the time I wasn't. So I was like, it's got to be enough of people where I can learn their names.
Everyone's name. That's so
by the
smart
end
too.
Of it. So I had like goals of my own, whatever, but it's also like, so I don't feel stupid. Right. But I also wanted to get to know them. It's an intensive. I mean,
that's the point.
Intense is in the, so I went to class one night, taught class, and at the end of class, I said, hey, I'm starting an intensive. It's called Schooled. And if you're interested, there's a sign-up board. AJ has it over here. Come put your stuff down. But I'm going to check you out first. So I'm going to go do my due diligence and look at your IG. And I didn't tell them this.
No, of course, yeah.
And then we contacted the people who were, we thought could, whatever. Because I could tell, like, this person is not ready yet, or this person might just want to come hang along because they're a real big Justin fan. Right. But they're not really, and they're a dance fan and they take my class. Right. But they're not doing it professionally. They have a 9 to 5. Yeah. So like,
I don't know if this is for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I okay, no for now, maybe Pile. Yeah. And then whatever. So it was like very.
But that's real though, bro, because you know how many people are just, because you doing an intensive is different than, X, Y, and Z doing an intensive just to make some money.
Yeah, I've done it for like, I don't know how many we've had. Like, we haven't had that many since 2017, I think it was. Maybe in 8 years, we maybe had 8.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not even every year. Yeah, it's there's a time and a place. Like we had the last one because I was just coming off like 4 jobs in a row. Oof. And I didn't want to. I wanted some time off. Yeah. But I also had learned a shit ton. Right. On all of these 4 jobs, and while it's fresh in my mind, I'm like, because what we do, not to give everything away, but I base everything we do in my intensive off real life experience I've gone through.
That's what it should
in a job.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, because I wish when I showed up, someone said, "This is how you approach an audition. This is how you do this. This is what you don't do this way." But no, in my generation, it was just the homies. We're all going together. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah, we're gonna learn. But now I'm gonna teach it to the youth. And especially if they want it. Yeah. So that's why we had one. Like I'm gonna have one the last week of July. Cool. But that's what I was gonna say. The last time was the first time I ever promoted it online.
Got you.
But we still vetted the people.
Yeah.
We still looked. There was way more people than we let in.
Right.
But we wanted what we had, you know, and it's dope. And like I've had Justin's come twice.
That's so cool.
You know, and
did people spaz? Like, were people like, what the fuck?
Nah, they're pretty cool.
That's
like I know otherwise, like that's what comes with us knowing who's going to be there.
Right.
Like AJ from Backstreet Boys came once.
Right.
Like, and they're just the homies to me, but they also have more knowledge than me.
Yeah, in that world too. And
I want to like, you're the artist who are hiring them. And help me hire. And JT, it knows everybody.
Yeah.
He knows you. He knows Madison. He stays on his game.
That's so dope, man.
You know, same with Chris Brown knows everybody.
Yeah, Chris Brown knows everybody.
Like, so he, you know, he cares or whatever. So he's going to say, this is what I ask him. What do you look for in a dancer?
But that is what an intensive should be, though.
Yeah, of course.
That's the kind of shit.
I don't know what all of the other ones are. It's just me looking out through Instagram.
Yeah,
because I haven't been in one.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I'm sure
it's
there's
mess, Marty. It's a mess.
Well, I'm sure there's some great ones, and I'm sure there's some messy stuff.
Yeah.
But like, but you could also say that for people who are teaching, just teaching, not even intensive.
A mess.
You know, like, well, just. You know, just because I don't know you doesn't mean that you're not good. But I want to know, like, what got you here? And do you love to teach? Because I love to teach.
Literally
still.
that.
And I've taught from when I was 16 to 50. That's a lot of years. 34 years. And not straight, but 30 of it hardcore.
People literally change professions like every 5 years. Like, you know what I mean?
No. I've done it 30 years straight because
that's incredible.
5 years hardcore before I moved here, and now 26 years here. So over 30 years. But I still do it because I love it. Yeah. And I'm a good teacher. Yeah. And I got shit to say. Like, and when I teach at Millennium, that's not where I'm showcasing my best, or even at Playground, anywhere. That's like teaching the most elite of elite. Yeah. I can go in there and I can see my shit done perfectly. Yeah. As perfect as possible. Yeah. Immediately. That's what that class is for. But when I'm at my intensive, I'm like talking. Yeah. I'm teaching. I don't really talk that much in my class. Right. I teach, and I teach well the rhythms, what it's on, what lyric, what breath. But it's my intensive is different. Yeah. Like, it's real.
That's dope.
Yeah. I tell people shit they may not want to hear. But they should, because I already went through some dumb shit. You might not have to.
And at least you're coming from a place that you literally experienced it. Like, you're not just making shit up out of your ass.
Yeah. And I'm not going, hey, let's try this exercise. No, I'm doing shit. Real life exercise. You're going to be put with people you don't fuck with. Yeah. And I mix up groups within the groups where make them get to know each other. Yeah. So it's a bonding thing. Like, every one that we've had, there's alumni for each one.
That's
and
cool.
we only started posting this last one. So there was like 7 that went by where there was no post about it, no anything, because we wanted to keep it as our experience. Yeah. Our family.
You told the students that, no posting anything.
We just keep it to ourselves.
I love that.
Now it's different. Now I'm going to start being a little bit more open, because it also does good to show that they had that experience with Justin.
You should be showing that, because that's a real intensive. Like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure, but
that should be marketed.
But that's what made it special, was it was so curated. Right. You know, but so I'm doing both. I'm switching a little both. But it's a cool thing, man. It's like, they all stay friends. They all, just in class the other night, like, literally I show up and I see like 4 of them from this last session talking to each other. Yeah. They use each other. Like, I give them homework to do.
I love that. Oh, I heard about the homework. Yeah,
because it's called school. The funny thing is, I hated school growing up.
Really?
I would figure out how to pass, what grade I needed to be on this test, just enough to pass.
Just to get enough. Yeah.
It was like a game within a game. So I don't know if I'm intelligent, but I have some sort of a brain for it. Yeah. I just choose to use it in different ways.
Yeah, that is intelligence.
But ironically, I name it school, then I give them homework to do, which is what I hated.
Good.
But yeah, it's a cool thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
All right, so social media, slay or nay?
Oh, slay. Oh, you have to, yeah.
I'm just happy to hear somebody from your generation say that because
there's a lot of haters.
It'd be some haters, bro.
I know, but I apologize for some of them.
It'd be some haters, bro.
I think I'm the perfect age. Like the OGs are way older
bridge,
than me.
Though. You do
I kind of am in that bridge.
You do bridge.
And I still stay like.
You do.
I keep like my assistant Leahy on Justin's last tour she was 20.
Oh my God.
And she had the hardest job.
Oh my God.
And then did more than was expected of her.
Yeah.
And just because, of the way things worked out, she ended up being JT for like 5 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of people that could have done what she did. No. I couldn't have done it.
No.
Like I used to do it, but now I couldn't have done it.
Right.
So she saved the day, and she's 20 years old.
20 years
but
old.
mentally, she's 100 years old.
Oh, she's 100 years old.
You know what I mean?
We've been out here for years.
Yeah.
We've been here.
So I know, like I keep my team younger too. Then I want to keep Madison. I want to keep people around me. That helps me keep me in tune with what's going on. The Ivans, the Danas, so I'm cool with I feel like I'm cool with every generation because I still teach too. Yeah. There's not a lot of us that teach.
I wish that wasn't the case though.
I know.
Because it's necessary, that real.
But Fatima never to teach. Tone and Rich hate to teach.
Which I don't know why. Come on.
Because they're they're cut from a different cloth where they're OGs in the way it's the Brooke Payne New Edition choreographer days where it's the Travis Paynes where you're going to run this shit over and over and over. And this is what you're going to do it. And if you're whack, I'm going to tell you it's whack.
Yo, that's so real too though.
Yeah.
Yo, we were, we did Chaos Nashville. And there was this guy that kept showing up in the back and he just had his arms folded. And he was in all of my classes, Marty. He was in my advanced class. And then I saw him in my intermediate class. Then I even saw him in the parent class. And then he was back in my advanced class. And I was like, who is this man that he could and just the way he was looking at me, I was like, I don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. So he finally comes up. And the minute he walks up and I was like, I literally it's Nick.
Yeah.
And I fucking
Was it the first time you ever met him?
The first time I ever met him off of the TV.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just want to let you know this shit is dope. What you're doing is dope. I fuck with your shit. He was like, I don't say that. And I literally melted.
He doesn't.
I melted in my shoes. And it was so crazy because I really wish that the younger generation would get a little more of that group. Yeah. Because man, it definitely made me the dancer. I would not be the dancer that I am if I just started with the kids that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I needed Rhapsody to kick my ass. I needed Jonte to kick my ass for real.
Oh my God, Jonte.
I needed these people to tell me you fucking blow. You suck. It's cute. Haha. It's not it.
Yeah.
Try harder.
Yeah. But that's your generation.
Yeah.
They could still do that then.
Yeah.
It's different now.
So you can't.
Yeah, it's slightly on Rhapsody. Oh my God.
Please.
We have so many stories. Rhapsody and I. She was there for my drinking days.
Hey!
Oh yeah. Team Knuckles, shout out.
Team Knuckles.
That was a bar.
What made you stop drinking? What was the decision?
I knew I needed to, but now I know later on. I didn't even know this when I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
I was unhappy, and that's why I was doing it. I started because I was 29 years old in Zurich, Switzerland, on tour with JT in a club in the VIP. And I said, I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have a Mercedes. I have this. I have that. I made it.
What a better time.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to drink tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm
going to drink
tonight. That's literally what I said. And I want to feel what everybody's been pressuring me to do my whole life.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because I was always the young one, but the one trying to keep everybody out of trouble.
Yeah.
And if when we did get into trouble, I'm the one to get us out of trouble.
You could at least get us out.
So that's why I never wanted to, whatever.
Yeah.
I smoked weed, but I never drank. That one night changed everything.
Damn.
And then it was just slowly but surely, and I was fun.
Yeah.
You probably heard stories.
Yeah.
I was great to a certain extent. There was a certain point where I was not fun.
I feel you.
And but the reason I stopped being transparent, did something really dumb,
Yeah.
and I was drunk at a party. I wasn't supposed to leave. They were like keeping me there, but I'm kind of slick, so I dipped, and I couldn't find my car because my car wasn't there.
Right.
And so I couldn't find it, and I got so tired that I got in a random person's car and fell asleep and got arrested and went to jail. And when that happened, I'm sitting there, and I'm because I blacked out.
That'll do it.
I don't remember the whole. I only remember bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But I remember being in jail in LA, which is not fun.
Not fun.
And I was like, I have a convention, like
That'll
something this weekend or something, or something, or a gig and a condo, like a paid, not paid for, but I owned a condo, a wife, like responsibilities. And I was like, what? I'm here, and there's a dude over here saying like, he got in here because he was hungry. So he committed a crime to get in jail to eat.
Perspective, bro.
Yeah, where like when I get out, I have a nice watch they're holding for me.
I'm going home to my Mercedes and my wife.
Yeah. And condo. Wow. And so that, I like cold
Changed
turkey.
everything.
I said, this is stupid. Yeah, but very aware.
You've just always been very aware, like just what you want to do with your life, like what you should be doing, even if you like slip up, fall, whatever. But
100%.
like you're just very aware.
Yeah, I mean, from my 50 years, I think my advice is, you need to be aware. Like
figure your shit out.
Yeah, because you'll learn about yourself and other people.
That's real tea.
Yeah.
Marty, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been my pleasure.
Tell us where we can find you, all your socials, handles, and all that good shit.
I think it's just Mr. KUDELKA, MRKUDELKA on Instagram. Team Roast, we sizzle the most. Shout out. To my friends, my family, to you, Kenny.
Thank you
That was
so
the
much,
real.
man. Literally,
like, I know the monsters, but like what, you were in the show.
I didn't do the show.
You didn't do the show, but you got nominated for the show.
I didn't get it.
That's what it was. So I remember watching your videos of this and that, and us arguing over people,
right?
Which is crazy.
That's so funny.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Right?
You should do a monsters podcast. Well, you should have been in the show, and maybe if you weren't, it was because it gave you fuel.
To go keep pushing for real.
I don't even need the show.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? So that's cool to learn shit about us too.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you. Well, y'all make sure you watch, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could bet that, never gotta sweat that.